apprehension, tension, or uneasiness in anticipation of internal or external danger. If this is the definition of anxiety, tell me why my fight or flight response kicks in if I ever need to tell my barber that he messed up my haircut. Anxiety feels like this insurmountable force, so it seems so silly to experience it in such harmless situations, but that exact thing is much more common than we think. In college students, rates of anxiety are consistently high when compared with the general population. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when everybody's mental health burden went up, this remained true. And this has a number of negative health consequences, including the increase in certain undesirable and avoidant behaviors like binge eating or procrastination or increased technology usage. And worst of all, for students, it increases the likelihood of impaired academic performance. So will high anxiety always be a part of normal life? Maybe not, but clearly there is little general knowledge about how to deal with it in a healthy way. So if anxiety is caused by living in the future, then the question becomes, how can we live in the present? Enter mindfulness, a state of mind where one is focused on the moment and unconcerned with the past or the future. And it sounds so simple, but how do we induce this in an anxious population? That's where our research comes in. Following the height of the pandemic in 2021, my research team conducted a study on 2 8-week virtual intervention groups to see their effects on mindfulness and anxiety. The first group, called WeActive, was physical activity based, and so they did circuit training, think combination cardio and strength training. The second group was also physical activity based. It was called WeMindful, but it had an emphasis on mindfulness. So they did yoga and they worked on proprioception, which is just feeling what your body actually feels like. And both groups showed promising effects. Average scores for mindfulness increased between the start of the program and the follow-up, and anxiety showed the exact same trend, except in the opposite direction. So anxiety went down. The implications of these findings are significant. As mental health continues to become a public health crisis, there is a necessity for universities to find ways to help students with that burden. A lot of universities are actually struggling to fill and maintain therapist positions just simply due to the demand. So finding ways to incorporate both physical activity and mindfulness or other ways to reduce anxiety are helpful for attacking anxiety and by extension, the other diseases that come from it from multiple angles. And so it seems ironic that for this sensation that makes you feel so small and subject to external forces, that there might just be things that you can do on your own to take back your peace.